All right. How's everybody doing out there? It's your boy DJ Kool-Aid back at you with another live interview from a hot new artist, Andrea, the Dream Crawley.
Love it. Aloha. How are you?
Aloha. How are you?
I'm doing good.
All right. I take it you're in Hawaii.
I am on the island of Oahu.
Are you from Hawaii originally, or are you from somewhere else?
I'm from Cali originally, NorCal, and lived in SoCal for 10 years and then moved here. I've been here 8 years.
Ah, okay. Okay. What part of Northern Cal?
Past Sac, up in Auburn.
Okay. Right on. I'm from Southern California originally, from San Bernardino. Um, so, Andrea, why don't you tell your fans and followers about the journey? Where did it start? How it's been? How it's going now? Tell us about it. We want to hear.
Oh man, the journey. Well, I've always been the kid that performed at the halftime shows at the Super Bowl parties. You know, with the big number one finger. That was me as a kid. Songwriting kind of came to me in my 20s, living in LA. I married a musician, and I was always at gigging with him and just kind of in that scene. I wrote my first song, like really good song, when I was about 21, and it was called "Hand Upon My Heart," and it was actually a wedding song. And we sang it and performed it at the wedding, like a total cliche married couple. And then I started just writing my own stuff on my own. Just songs just kind of fall out of my head. They come from the sky. So I play a 12-string guitar, and it's been nothing but just making music. Yeah, just being in the studio with people and collaborating. I started doing some sync projects with Catch the Moon. It's a licensing company, and they do a lot of like placing with TV and film. And so that's kind of where my focus has been through the whole COVID time.
Now, everyone has a style, a particular style. Your
Was that
style, I said,
my
everyone
style?
has, yeah, everyone
I
has.
think I'm like folk country, but I can always like jump on a rap track and kind of do a little Dr. Dre style.
Well, but your style is more. You have this unique style that is country like slash R&B.
Yeah,
In one song in particular, the Orca song, I feel like that's badass.
thank you.
Tell us
Yeah,
about that.
actually, the producer was an African producer. I actually dreamed the song, and I had this like crazy dream with this orca. She kind of opened her mouth and took me down this portal and showed me the song. And then on the way back out, I heard the melody bum bum ba dum ba dum bum bum ba dum ba dum. So I knew there was something with that. So I just started writing the second I woke up and wrote the whole verse, everything right out the gate. Like took me 15 minutes to write that song.
You took the words right out of my mouth. There is definitely something with that. This is just my opinion. I feel like you should stick with that. That's your style right there.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah, I love it. I think the guitar brings out like the more twangy country side of myself coming from Northern California. I like grew up in farms and ranches and riding bulls and cows and all kinds of crazy stuff. But I think that the rap side of me is kind of like I just get into that flow state and it just kind of pours out of me. And in the dream world is kind of where I get my inspiration. I always wake up like humming a tune or humming a melody. So there's something to the dream state. And I really like that's where dream radio kind of came from is that I want to do something where people are dreaming and listening to those kind of songs that are kind of meditative and ethereal and kind of bring you into that relaxed state of mind.
Gotcha. Now, it's my understanding today is your birthday.
It is. It is my birthday. I just went and
Happy
saw the Barbie movie.
right on, right on. Happy birthday from all of us here at Site Radio. I myself am a Leo as well.
Awesome. Leos are the shit, man. That's where it's at.
That's
Like
right.
we just have a fire in us. We musically, creatively, we just kind of vibe in that energy. So it's only right that a DJ and a singer or creator would be together right now.
Into that. I couldn't have said it better. So tell me, you got a lot of experience. I don't have any rap music from you. I'd love to hear you rap, and we're going to
Oh,
get you on you to rap.
I got this song, same producer. It's called My Pain, and it's actually a song about Mother Earth. And the lyric is, I'm your mother, call me Earth. I get a fever with every turn, turn, turn. You see the symptoms, you never learn. I give you reasons, but you invert, vert, vert. And then it goes into this whole thing. It's like the ice is a melting, the seas are rising, the air is a warming, cyclones are coming, weather is changing, species are dying, Amazon is burning, CO2 is rising, you might be lying, your future is dying, you're slowly dying. That's it. It's the sickest thing.
I can dig it. I can't
I'll
wait
send
to
it
hear.
over to you.
Yes, please do. Now, because it sounds like you've got a ton of experience in the industry, what are some of your likes and dislikes about the industry?
Well, I mean, I think any indie artist, it's hard, it's just like getting your stuff to the right people, to the right places. Even just producing a song, you have to find the right person that understands your vision and what you want the song to sound like. I think I've been really blessed to be able to be in studios. Like, I mean, I've sat in like crazy studios that I should not be in, but I've been able to be blessed to be in there. And the producers recorded my voice from my 20s till now. And I think that's the key to it, is that like it's all about who you know, and learning to grow as an artist. Like how I used to write like really silly love songs. Now I'm like super deep and heavy songs. So I think you evolve as an artist kind of in those different fields.
Right on. I can dig it. So, what are your limits? Does Andrea the Dream Crawley have any limitations?
I think my limitation is I wish I was more of a musician, like as far as instrumental. But I think I'm a really strong songwriter, and I think I'm a really strong like hook writer. Like I get these little melodies, and I just need help with the production side of things, and then I'm on fire. It's over once I get the producer.
Got you, got you, got you. So, what inspired you to do what you're doing?
I've always loved to write like stories as a kid, like reading and writing, but mostly like my hand. If I get a melody and then I hear words and then I get to that pen and paper, it's like it just flows right onto the paper. Like I'll write verse, hook, chorus, bridge. Like I'll just go off on these little tangents with my voice, and it just kind of evolved from there. I don't know. I think it's just years of practice of writing.
Right on, right on. Now, if given the opportunity, who in the industry would you like to work with and why?
Oh, that's easy. Bruno Mars is number one for me. Like if I could get in his lab, it'd be over. The two of us together, we'd be trouble.
Awesome, awesome. I like Bruno Mars too. He's a local here in Vegas.
Yeah, I just love his talent and the way he expresses himself. Like he can go from this genre to that genre. I love that. I don't think artists should ever just stay in one genre.
Amen to that. And with that being said, what genre of music would you like to collaborate with that you have not touched yet?
It's funny because like lately I've been listening to a lot of like 60s and 70s music, like trying to get into like Jimi Hendrix and kind of more like that guitar. I was gonna buy myself an electric guitar today for my birthday, and I still might. I just like getting into that kind of vibe, because I think there's something so beautiful about just a clean guitar, just ripping it. You know what I mean? And
That's
I think I've had a little bit of my feet wet with like the rap and R&B vibe, and I've definitely get the country vibe. So I think that would be the next evolution of Dre.
right on, right on. So, do you have any long-term or short-term goals?
Short-term goals is selling my songs. I pitch them to like agencies and for sync for TV and film. That's short term. Long term, get on the road, start a band.
Okay, okay, awesome. So, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years then?
Next 5 years, well, I'm gonna win a Grammy. That's number one, right?
I hear you. You got it. You got it. So, there's the up and coming artists, the youth, what message would you give to them, the would be artists coming up today?
I think just like don't give up on your talent and your craft. Like just keep evolving your craft to the next phase. Like I started out on a regular guitar, taking some guitar lessons, then I moved to the piano. Then I've like just working with other collaborators and kind of learning their styling and how they work. I think that really helps young artists. But it's all about your drive. Like you can't give up. Like I mean, I know people that have been doing this for 20 years and they're amazingly talented. They should be superstars. They should be winning Grammys and they haven't, but they still love the art of music and they just don't give up, you know? So,
Got to stay on the grind.
yeah,
Got to stay with
absolutely.
it. Stick with it. So, what are some of the obstacles that you've had to overcome on your journey?
Obstacles, well, constructive criticism, that's always a hard one. Like when you have people that you respect telling you, like, no, this isn't good, like that's definitely something that I always feel like um, I have a hard time with because I'm like, no, this is it, this is the jam, like like talking your own self off the ledge, but then at the same time, like respecting like someone that maybe
Right,
knows better than you.
right, 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 right. Right, we all think our product doesn't stink, right?
Right?
So COVID-19 had a dramatic impact on the world,
Yeah.
uh, also with musicians. What type of impact did it have on you as far as being able to get in the studio, being able to make more music when maybe
I
you
think
were in the middle of making something and it all stopped? Like, did it have an impact on you at all?
Yeah, I think COVID was actual opposite for me. Like everybody like went inside like crabs and died. And I was like, woo, I have time to create. Like I was so excited. And like being home and being in the studio and creating a little studio in my house, it gave me drive. It forced me to open up even more. Those songs, Orca was created during COVID. So for me, it's like that was the portal opening. That was everybody's moment to go inside and create. And if you missed the boat and didn't do that, then you missed the boat, like that was it. That was our time down.
Yeah,
And then like starting the licensing course, that was all Zoom online. Like, I would have never been able to do that if I had to work my normal jobs. So, for me, that was my moment to shine for sure.
right on, right on. You are on fire, girl. Go ahead on with your bad self. So, what are some of the hardest or more difficult types of personalities that you've dealt with in the industry?
Oh, Um, just people's like egos, like they like I was saying about the constructive criticism, it's like there's a nice way to say it and then there's a mean way to say it. And then also on the flip side, like, you know, everybody's ego comes into the room, especially when you're collaborating. And during our sync licensing, there was, 5 or 6 people in a room. So it's 5 or 6 opinions, 5 or 6 people wanting to be the superstar, so I think that was the hardest part was like putting yourself in the back seat on certain things, but then also like knowing when you are right and kind of believing in yourself in that way. I don't know. It's really hard to collaborate with people because there's so many cooks in the kitchen.
Right. Too many chiefs and not enough Indians, as we say.
Right. And it's
Right.
like the end goal was beautiful, but it was
Right.
like getting to the end goal was the hard part, I think. You know
Got-
what I mean?
Gotcha. And by the way, I mean no offense to any natives. I love my natives, so it's just a saying. So,
Don't they
so,
give you strength?
hey, so with that being said, what were some of the easiest types of personalities you've had to deal with?
Just like warm and fuzzy people. Like I met so many beautiful musicians, especially being in that online course because of COVID. I was able to work with this African producer. I was able to work with a UK producer. I was able to work with a New York producer, like just different kinds of people that I probably would never have met because I'm in Hawaii and it's hard. It's a small community of musicians here. But also like that they all invested in themselves for the course to put their music forward because everybody was struggling during COVID with musicians. You know what I mean? we all had to stop being musicians.
Right. Well, Andrea, you've answered all my questions. I have nothing else for you. This was awesome. We definitely going to bring you back because
Awesome.
you rap too. So we got to get you. We got to get some of that rap juice going on.
I'll send it over to you right now. You'll love it.
Sounds good. Before we do let you go, what do you want to say to your fans and followers that are listening in?
Just thank you so much for the support and love and for downloading the music and believing in me. I mean, I think the biggest thing that I want to take away is that my music inspires people or heals people. Like, that's why I do it. It's obviously therapy for me, but it also touches somebody else's soul. Then that's what it was for.
Amen. Amen to that. All right. Well, Andrea, I'm going to let you get on your way and you go have a birthday. Go celebrate.
I'm going to go eat some chocolate cake.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your time. It was really a pleasure to meet you.
Hey, likewise. Likewise. The pleasure was all mine. Thank you for joining us. We will definitely bring Andrea Crawley back, the dream Crawley back, for another live interview. Awesome. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Aloha.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.